And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Odie, as we move into a Monday morning.
It is here, a brand new week for y'all to spend with us.
73 as you're waking up. We do have a 70% chance of rain. Odie moving in late this afternoon. By 4 o'clock, it should be moving out.
Yeah.
But we do have that going. Let's show some showers here of what we've got on radar. As we pull it up this morning, this is what it looks like from Meridian Honda radar. Out just north of Jackson, that Canton, Mississippi area, Ridgeland, we got some showers. Nothing bad. To the south, as we get south of the Waynesboro area, heavier. Chatham, Alabama, y'all be ready. Some showers in store for y'all. Light rain around Butler. And overnight, we did get a sprinkler or two. So what does that mean this morning?
Slick roads. So be very careful. Leave early this morning. I think my little fancy thing in Sukalina picked up 0.19 of an inch over 20-something minutes of rain, and the one at Lima picked up 0.53 inches of rain over 53 minutes. So enough to stir the oil up that's on the asphalt is about all it was.
What does that mean? State Farm's going to be cashing in some claims later today.
Yeah, and yours will go up.
Oh, so boy. Y'all watch.
Be careful out there.
Speaking of, as they're warning New York City this morning, let me pull this up and show you what I mean by New York City. A threat is out here as this comes. Do you pronounce it Philippi? Is that how you say that?
Yeah, that's what we're going to pronounce.
We're going to call him Phil for short.
Yeah.
Oh, Phil's making his way, and they're saying anybody in the New York area be on guard, and if you live in a basement, don't stay there because it could be flooding there. It's moving along at 52 miles an hour, gusts of 63. The millibars are at 1,000, moving west-northwest at 10 miles an hour. And as you'll see there, this is where it is today. And by Saturday, it's a long ways out. We're not sure it's going to get there, but they're saying be cautious in New York if you live in a basement. And I could see, and I'm sure there's a lot of basement living in New York.
Oh, yeah. I'm at below ground level everywhere. And or up north, up in that area, is a lot of below ground living.
So watch it if you live and watch in that area, or even have family, whatever the case is. Headlines, and I guess you get what you deserve. A Mafia boss was caught. And as we look at this, he's been on the run for 30 years. They say at least 50 people is credited to him by death, even down to a 12-year-old child that he kidnapped to make his daddy do what he wanted. Tortured and killed, has died of cancer. He was caught after 30 years back in January and found with cancer and passed away this weekend.
I think he got off just a little too easy.
He did. He didn't have time to be tried for everything that he had done to all of those people. But it finally caught him. Mafia is tough there. Never mess with those folks.
That was the way it was then.
Did you watch, and speaking of it, just made me remember this. Do you remember Patrick Swayze in the movie Next of Kin?
Yes.
And it had, what's his name, that ended up being, I have a particular set of skills.
Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
That was a really good show.
Yeah, because he called the
rednecks.
his family, his hillbillies, we need some help.
They come in that school bus, didn't
With
they?
the snakes. You know, he had all them snakes in there. It was his pet snakes.
I like that show.
That was a good show.
I'll remember him back when. So what went on overnight? Well, we have to tell you, if you lived in the 2400 block of 42nd Street last night, it wasn't good. Why? Gunfire. A house was struck last night with gunfire. As we pull this up to show you exactly where this went on, this is it right here. As you'll look here, here's College Drive. This would be back in that area back there. 2400 block, 42nd Street.
We're getting too close to where our students are living.
Now, Also, right before that, there was gunshots. Let me show you this here. Actually, I messed up on that map. This is where the original shots were fired. 16th Street, which is right there.
Yeah.
Right behind the college. No one was hurt or injured on that. But 42nd Avenue, a house did get hit with bullets, Odie.
Too close to where our kids are going for education and staying in these dorms. We just need to get a hold of this.
And there was a lot of discussion this weekend that, unfortunately, it didn't turn out any worse than it did. There was a lot of talk and chatter, let me word it that way, on the back streets of Meridian that something was going to happen. The most that we know of is a house was struck by a gunfire there on 42nd Avenue. Nothing else happened. But earlier in the week, or the weekend, I don't know if I can find it quickly enough here, we had other gunshots that happened, which may have led to some of this. We had a murder not long ago.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm getting there, Odie. I'm a little slow. Here's what we had happened. This was on Saturday. Shots were fired on 34th Avenue. 2 cars were hit with gunfire. Tires and windshields were knocked out. And I don't think they took this too kindly to being done.
It's supposed to have been some type of retaliation is what
Correct.
you're saying.
What we're beating around the bush at getting. And we wish all this would go away, but it's not. This is part of it.
It is a major part of it, and I want everybody to get your pens and your piece of paper. I got a phone number, a very important phone number to get you, because there's one main way to stop all this.
What is it?
It's bring God back here.
Oh, yeah, that is
And to pray, and they're doing that at College Park United Methodist Church starting Wednesday, reading the Bible from cover to cover, Wednesday to Saturday. And there's going to be a prayer tent. Come down there, you can pray, bring God's word back. And I'm going to give you this phone number, because if you feel led and you want to do 15 minutes of reading the Bible, call 601-479-6723. That's Paul Rayleigh, Reverend Paul Rayleigh, and he can get you a spot to come in and read the Bible. And there's nobody sitting there listening to you going, okay, now you didn't pronounce that right. This is, you pick up and read the Bible, and you read 15 minutes and just read. And if there's a word you're not real sure of, skip that puppy.
Yeah.
Keep on going. This isn't a college class. We're not getting points on this. This is coming out and reading the Word of God.
I'm not going to lie. There have been some words I stumbled upon, and I go,
never mind.
I can't say that.
Yeah, where's the thesaurus at when you need it?
Exactly.
But y'all come out and support that. And on your way home, stop by and just get you a little bit of that feel-good Word of God. Call Paul Rayleigh, and we'll make sure we've got the number up that you can see this, and call and get on that ticket. Speaking
of the tent revival that happened at the courthouse lawn, wasn't that great? There was so many people attended.
That was awesome to see that kind of show at our city hall, knowing that, look, God's not dead.
No, sirree.
But we've got to ask him to come back, and we're asking him, and we need him to come put his hands of comfort over us.
Now, what is this here? 40 years since Eddie and the Cruisers. Oh, Sandy White's on it. But I love that show. Did you remember watching that?
Eddie
on
and
the
Cruisers.
dark side.
Yes.
He drove off into the night. And
it's been that man.
40 years. What made her think of that? Sandy, you have to explain these things to us.
She just woke up.
Oh, okay. Is that what it was?
Yeah. She must have dreamed about
sleepy eye. I don't know who actually, and I know that people know the answer to that, of who actually sang that soundtrack to that movie. But it was in. Do you know?
John Cafferty.
John Cafferty?
Look at here.
Cafferty.
Man alive. Look at there. So he's going to be our special guest here in just a little while. We'll tell you more about. That's another one of those things. How did you know that?
Yeah, I've got a lot of senseless knowledge.
I remember that movie.
Yeah, that movie was good, wasn't it? They came out with an Eddie and the Cruisers Part 2, and he was a construction worker, and it just wasn't what the original was.
Not a lot of stuff can make a sequel.
No, like Smokey and the Bandit, it went south.
Oh boy. Yeah, and then you tried to make a sequel to the sequel, and you really messed it up. Now, John Wick,
That's worse.
That all 4 of them puppies.
Let me ask your opinion on this one, Odie. Did they get it right on the Van Diesel shows of all the car chase, Fast and Furious?
I think so. Now, I think number 2.
There was one of them drifting.
Tupelo drifting or whatever. I wasn't real fancy on that one, I guess.
But parachuting
rest of them,
but I guess I lost faith in it when they parachuted the car out of a airplane and it landed on a road and they kept going.
well, now Liam Neeson and they were in a tank, and
Mr.
they
T.
drove that dude till they got to a pond to land in.
I forgot about that.
I mean, if you get over
My
you got
wife.
Superman and Spider-Man and all that, they've really gone way overboard with theirs. I'd rather see a car on a parachute land in the dirt than I would us go up there and fight metal aliens.
Angie tells me I'm no fun to watch a movie with because I question too much. You can't do that. It just comes out of me. I can't shut up when it happens to that.
When it's just that stupid, yeah.
It just.
Yeah.
So
I'm the
there you
same
go.
way.
Y'all hang on. We're coming back in just a moment. We're going to be talking with the cemetery. Rose Hill Cemetery is coming up, and it's this weekend, if I'm not mistaken. It's going to be a lot of fun. We hope everybody can make it out for this, and we're going to learn more about it here in just a moment. We'll be right back. Where's my button, Odie? Here it is. The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group.
Bring on long days, sweltering heat, and acres that just won't end. Exmark mowers were born to deliver legendary reliability, signature cut quality, and stubborn durability that refuses to give in. Because like you, Exmark mowers were built for this. Visit your local dealer or explore an Exmark online for special finance offers available now.
Need an expert to repair a rock peck or cracked windshield? Call Advanced Auto Glass by Joey for quality workmanship and customer service. Convenient same-day service, as well as in-house calibration for vehicle safety systems. Reliable mobile service is available in Clark, Kemper, Neshoba, Lauderdale, and Newton counties for all cars, trucks, and heavy equipment. Book your appointment today for custom tinting. It can reduce temps, fading, glare, and more. Improve the safety and enhance the appearance of your vehicle today with services from Advanced Auto Glass by Joey.
And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. As we
trying to drink
mentioned,
coffee.
you in the middle of coffee again.
Yeah, and that's
drinking on the job is what that is.
That's what happened when I got that cough earlier when we first come on the air.
It happens. We all get them, and you can't shake them there. As we get ready for character, and while we're doing this, I want to see if I can't hit the phone here and have Keith join us, who is also going to be a part of this. And you're going to hear some.
We have his ghost right over here.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is where he's at. There, we're as we're getting ready for this morning.
Like most everything at a cemetery, that's actually a ghost sitting there.
Keith, can you hear us this morning?
Good morning.
Oh, it's that nefarious gentleman.
Y'all explain to us what is going to happen. Now, I've been to this. Odie has too. To the Rose Hill Cemetery. It's the history of Meridian.
Yes.
What is all the talk about?
Well, I mean, it's the cemetery tour. It begins at 6 o'clock, runs to 8 o'clock Saturday night. It's basically they go through the cemetery, and we have people representing the people who are buried there, and these are people who shaped this town. These are people like Charles Rubush, the architect who designed many of the buildings
Yes.
in Meridian. We have the mother of the astronaut Richard Truly in there. And of course, we have the big draw is the Gypsy King and Queen who are there. I mean, the King and Queen of the Gypsies of the world are buried here in Meridian. And of course, we have I say the founders, but we only had one true founder of Mississippi, and we have one pretender. And that pretender, I believe, is down in Pepsi-Cola right now, trying to call in on this here telephone.
Hey, Keith.
No, sir. the true founder is Mr. John Ball. The imposter is Mr. Lewis Ragsdale.
Fucking parrot.
And we tell our stories in the first person, and it's we like it to be like you just walk up and you talk to that individual, and or listen to Mr. Ragsdale and Mr. Ball just get after it. We say we've been after it for over 100 years, and we're going to do it for another 100 years.
Oh yes, we get into it back and forth on Facebook, and Miss Annie McKee, our leader, she'll just say, "Oh no, they're at it again."
So this is so where is this taking place? The time, say that again, and is there a cost to get in? Because this is a non-scary tour, right?
It's a non-scary tour. The only thing the ghosts want to do is tell you a little bit about the history of Meridian. There is no charge. Donations are appreciated. There will be food served there. I believe they're going to have Red Hot truck stops,
Red Hot food truck
there. 6 to 8 Saturday night. It's at the Rose Hill Cemetery. It's
8th Street.
8th Street,
top of the hill.
right by Calvary Baptist Church.
And of course, police have always been there on every one that I've ever been to.
Yes,
If you're
we got
going, well, I don't know
security
about being out at night.
I know we do have security there, making sure people are safe. So
Wow.
and
So on a level, how long does it take to go through this tour? If you show up, how long should you plan to be in line and go through?
perhaps about an hour. Now, how long the lines are going to be, I don't know. We usually do get a line, so it's usually good for people to kind of come in a little bit early. But the tour usually lasts about an hour, about 5 minutes for every person, and we got about 10 different stops they're going to be making. So
Now, the character that you play is what?
Lewis Ragsdale, the true founder of Meridian, Mississippi, no matter what that nefarious gentleman John Ball will tell you.
Now, John was supposed, Jacob,
Yes.
Keith, what is your part? Who was your character?
I'm Mr. John Ball, and the big thing is these two fellas showed up within a few years of each other because they heard that the railroad was they were planning an extension and intersection in Meridian, and back then the railroad could make or break you, so that was a great opportunity to come. Well, these two fellows came at the same time, and they didn't quite see eye to eye.
That's an understatement. Well, yeah,
And this all led
down
to
the-
the weird streets that we've got laid out as these two arguing at one
Yeah.
another.
Oh, yes.
Downtown.
We detailed that the fact that the reason downtown the streets look like a couple railroad locomotives collide is the fact that one of them wanted to go north, south, east, west, and the other wanted to go parallel to the railroad.
Little trivia. I remember looking at the maps of Meridian at one point, and I noticed. Do you remember when Village Fair Mall was here? How McRae's was kind of at an angle from the rest of the mall. I don't know how this happened, but Village Fair Mall got plunked down right between two of the subdivisions. One of them was Compass Points, and one of them was parallel to the railroad, and I think they had to build it that way.
Huh.
So,
Pretty
Interesting.
interesting. Yeah.
Oh.
so
Well, look, we want to thank y'all for coming in and telling us about this. Give us the dates again and when it will all happen.
it is Saturday the 30th from 6 to 8 p.m. Wouldn't be a bad idea to get there a little bit early because we do expect to have a line. We do have good crowds.
Yes.
And food will be there. It's free admission. We appreciate any donations. You're gonna get a great show and probably learn a few things about Meridian. You're gonna think, well, there's something I didn't know. It's one of those truth is stranger than fiction.
Well, me and Odie will be out for sure enjoying the festivities. Thank y'all for dropping by and visiting with us this
Thanks for
morning.
having us.
Thank you.
Looking forward to seeing everybody.
All right. Thank you, Keith. We do appreciate it.
Thank you, Keith. I'll see you Saturday.
It's going to be a
See
lot
you
of fun.
Saturday, guys.
I do hope you can make it out and enjoy everything with us as this comes about.
Bring the kids. I mean, this is an awesome experience to come and learn about the history of Meridian and how it's gotten to where it's
we
at. And bring the kid. This is not. I know it's October. This is not a scary ordeal at all.
No.
This is strictly educational. So definitely bring your kids.
Yep. We'll be right back. More coming up with Scotty Ray and Odie.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and access meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, day beds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the back porch.
Your local farmer knows a good deal when he sees one. The L-Series Kubota tractor is the #1 selling compact tractor in the USA and offered at Parish Kubota with 0% financing available. Come see why we're more than a tractor store at Parish Tractor.
And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie as we begin this. This is such a great morning.
This has been great. The weather's nice. Looks like we have a little chance for some rain. We still want you to be careful and cautious out there, but a wonderful day. And it's even better now that y'all have all joined in on it.
Sure is. Now, we have some tragic news to share on this. Actually, there's two events that we want to put up as we go to Newton County Friday afternoon. Odie, there was a horrible accident. There's no other way to word this as we take a look at this. A logging accident. This would happen in the 5200 block of Liberty Church Road. As we'll see that a skidder, an issue had been loaded onto a lowboy. It had a problem with a hydraulic line. Somebody was working on it, and the grapple area collapsed, crushing the man. And we cannot pass along condolences enough to the family on this. It's just a bad situation.
It really is, and definitely prayers go out to each one of y'all out there that's having to deal with this. And man,
logging is a very, very dangerous job. Without a doubt, mechanics go through a lot of what they have to. Most likely, this was a guy that had to work on equipment back and forth, a jack of all trades, so to speak.
Yeah.
We all know how that works. We also had an incident on Old Poplar Springs Drive. This would be near Highway 39, if you're familiar with the area that I'm talking about. I was seeing if I had a map. I think I can pull this up and show where this is. Let's pull this map up and show this. As we go out Highway 39, let's get up here to where this is. Right here. This is Old Poplar Springs Drive, right there where the Chevron station is. There would be a dump truck traveling this road. Someone would have a medical emergency, and they would run off the edge of the road. They were transported to a hospital, and then they would later be pronounced deceased from medical injuries. It wasn't from the wreck. Whatever went on, they had an incident there and would die. If you come upon that and saw the dump truck in the bushes, that's what went on. It was a medical emergency. It's why they ran off the road.
Just tough situation.
It is. Things like that happen, and we even hate to have to mention them, but it is a part of what goes on in the community for sure.
Yeah.
Well, Saturday morning started out. Let's start with this one here. Let's go to Western Sizzling. Now, and Western Sizzling for the time is shut down as they're remodeling. I know a lot of folks are going to be happy over that. And I've got more pictures of this. I just hadn't had a chance to load them up. But if you heard a bang, crush, well, this is what was going on. Right here is where you're going up over the overpass to cross over where New South 40 is to the right. Just to the right of this sign is where you'll find Western Sizzling. Look at this, Odie. Oh, there you are.
Look at there. I can't stay away that long.
Now, again, I've got more pictures of this, and what he did was he ran off the edge of the road. Look at that guardrail, completely gone.
Yeah, very lucky that guardrail rode inside the engine compartment and came out the back. It did. He busted his fuel tank. Luckily, he was extremely low on fuel. We were able to get that took care of, clean that up. BNC Towing was able to get all that cleaned up. And
but if there had not been a guardrail, that truck would have most likely down through there.
And so now that guardrail is not there anymore.
Gone.
MDOT's got some barrels and stuff out. So be cautious, especially with this rain. If you come through there, there's nothing that's going to keep you on the highway right now.
Now, explain the terminology. I'm just going to put one on Odie.
Uh-oh.
As you're going down the interstate, we see all of this, that wire that's stretched over there. Mm-hmm. That is something new that's been developed that keeps a car from crossing over, and it's better than this type of railing, isn't it?
Oh, it is. That railing, you can see it's just going. You're going to tear through it. It's not going to hold you.
As you'll
back.
see right there, it ripped them all up.
Yeah,
But
that's
that
just a
wire
bounce.
seems to hold no matter what it is.
It'll tangle up inside that 18-wheeler. And an 18-wheeler will be stopped before it goes into the oncoming traffic. That right there, the regular railing that we see the 90% of the time, it won't hold a car if it hits it hard enough. But these cables that stretch across the side of the road, they will hold a fully loaded 18-wheeler, 80,000 pounds, and keep it there. The downside is we were able to cut these railings and move them out of the way. You don't do that with these cables. They
Yes.
are extremely tight. That's what they were designed for, and
I would
not easy
imagine
to work with.
when you go to replace those when a wreck has happened, it's
They're not real cheap.
not cheap, but it does save lives.
It does save lives, and it's worth it. But you have to go down to where there's an ending on these cables and loosen these cables bit by bit, because if you cut one of these cables, you could kill yourself and anybody else that's
It would
around.
come loose.
It'd come loose.
I didn't even think about this. Rodney says, "Boy, that wire's tough on bikers." I didn't even think about that.
It is.
But so would a guardrail. It wouldn't.
Yeah.
It wouldn't phase either. Hey, Steve Parker says his niece was baptized last night at the 10th revival. Can we get a
Amen.
hallelujah?
Look at there. Whoop, whoop.
There you go.
Steve, awesome to hear that kind of
Sure
stuff.
is.
Man.
Now, early Saturday morning, I done one of those phone calls that Odie hates to hear. Me calling him going, "Hey, you hear something about a wreck?" And he always goes, "Yeah, it did."
Yeah, dude.
Just sitting there trying to get a cup of coffee. As we go to this would be barely into Mississippi. This is a very serious wreck. This is if you look at this road, this is where 18-wheelers exit off to go into the way station. What is this over here? It's a pretty horrible wreck. Let's take a look at this, Odie. This pickup truck was rear-ended, which caused the car to lose control. Now, this is a total loss. It has pushed that bed up into the truck. Could have been a lot worse. Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department on the scene with the Mississippi Highway Patrol. As we look at this car flipped over and over and over.
Possibly 6 to 7 times that car flipped as it left the interstate.
Now,
There was 2 adults and a child. One adult was taken to the hospital by ambulance. The other parent and child was okay.
is that the light? Am
That's
I
a
looking at
light
that?
pole. Yeah.
Wow.
But I did get news later that afternoon.
Look at that.
That guy is okay.
Really?
No problems, no nothing. So all 3 members inside that vehicle are okay. And it's mainly, I'm not going to say mainly, it's because of the seatbelt. The child was in a booster seat that was strapped down correctly, and the 2 adults were in seatbelts. And when you flip 6 to 7 times, and you walk out and you're fine.
And right there is the tire, and look where the car is way back there. It was flipping end over end over end, and that's just to look at it.
It's a long way, and God was in on that too. He wasn't through yet.
You took the thought right out of my head there. And as we see that, Barbara said, "Thank you, Jesus." It is.
That's right.
And so many of these are people that are from out of town. I want to say these folks may have been from Virginia visiting our town, passing through.
Yeah.
The hospitality, and I have to go this one step above of those who've never been around it. The workers, volunteer fire departments, and people that show up to help these folks are very concerning and comforting for those. This is rough on them.
It is, and that was, we do prayer requests at church, and one thing that I said yesterday, I said, nobody really thinks about this. I said, but these folks come through our area. We work an awful lot of wrecks on the interstate of people who live out of town, and their life just changed in a split second, and now they've got to either rent a car or wait for family. Family may be 5, 6, 8, 9 hours away. They can't get here. and they're sitting here having to worry, well, what do we do? And we try and help as much as we can. But I will say the hospitality of our local area is second to none.
It is. And I stand there and I watch this time and time and time again. I can't say thank you enough to those. Joining us from Louisiana, Doug Etheridge. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah. Only way we're going to tell you about this day in history, and also we're going to take a peek. Well, yes, there's been another burglary. Can you believe that? No, say it ain't so.
Say it ain't so.
We'll be right back. Scotty Ray and Odie.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in-store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, and this is Odie, and we're contrasting colors today. Maybe you're the green leaf on the pumpkin.
That's probably what it is. I look more like a pumpkin.
Oh, I got you beat there, Odie.
Woo, no.
One thing's about it, we sure won't fight over food, though. We'll split it 50-50 down the road. If you're passing out food, just let us know where y'all going to be.
Where you going to be at? We'll
All
be
right.
there.
Let's go back in history as we each day look at a few things that's happened.
Yeah.
Do you remember an old boy named William Faulkner?
Oh, man, meant a lot to the whole state of Mississippi.
New Albany is where it was. Big home presence there. Tons of tours go visit the home of William Faulkner, one of the best writers that there ever was.
Yeah. 1897.
The talent is just beyond of the amount of people that roll out of here, even in the Meridian area, all across the state, of just the talent that we've got from this state.
Writing.
Yes.
Songs. The music that comes out. Actors that come out of here. Airplane. Look at what we've done right here with the airline and refueling.
Yep.
Firefighting. Did you know that Tomb Super has designed something that is used across the entire world now with firefighting?
What is that, a limb from a pine tree?
Yeah. We send out pine trees. But you know, you ever go to a fire and you see they don't have any hydrants, so trucks are bringing in water and dumping it into a swimming pool and driving off?
Yeah.
That system was designed in Tomb Super, Mississippi.
That's pretty good there.
So, man, look, Mississippi's got it made. Y'all just think we're dumb rednecks.
And a shame that our area is not larger than it is when it comes to prosperity. But as we all know, in years past, it was folks that, well, wanted to keep that money to themselves and didn't want other businesses here making them pay more for wages.
And now they're going to be the ones hurting.
Yep, that is fact. You can put candy coat and sugar all over it however you want to, but facts are facts, and it's about time somebody said it. So there you go. We said it.
It's not a gummy bear, is it?
No, it's not. It still goes on to this day. Let's go back to 1926 as we switch gears. And Henry Ford, they would like you to think that, well, he'd done this on his own. It would be after his employees put a strike and the Pinkerton boys showed up there because for security and all. It was installed today, 1926. The 8-hour, 5-day work week came in. Again, it was only after the big, if you've ever watched The Men Who Made America, you'll learn all of that. Interesting there.
Oh, and all of their little movie shows were good, but yeah, the assembly line.
He started all that. The man was brilliant.
Yeah.
He didn't get along with his son. Was it Etzel? He didn't get along with him too well there. And the car bombed as well.
Yeah, it did.
The Etzel just couldn't give them away. Let's go back to 1920. I didn't realize it was 29 when this young lady was born. She would be a pioneer. Is that the word?
You could say pioneer, broke the glass ceiling, in other words.
Yep. Barbara Waters, or as they said on Saturday Night Live, Barbara Wawa. That was funny. I don't care who you were.
She was a complainer.
I'm Barbara Wawa. It was funny. Can you sing Heaven's Just a Sin Away?
No.
One of the few times that a mother and father duo ever made it. Of course, you think of the mother-daughter thing, it would be the Judds. But it's just not, I don't know of any other group that had a father and a daughter sing. Well, it would be, and that song went way beyond all expectations. The Kendalls, Royce, the father in this group, Heaven's Just a Sin Away. If you'll remember, Thank God for the Radio. I don't know if you remember that.
I remember that one.
There you go. Heaven's Just a Sin Away. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I can't remember the rest of it. But he was born back in 1935. Michael Douglas.
Oh, wow.
I don't know why I always think of Eddie Murphy in that scene from The Nutty Professor when they're all sitting around and he talks about Michael Douglas. And I won't repeat the line. Michael Douglas, born in 1944. If I try to keep a straight face from that.
Well, you know, and
He
that
was
movie
such a-
that he's portrayed in is the one that made what's her name famous.
Which one?
She was sitting in that chair, had her legs crossed. and
Oh,
she uncrossed them, and
Basic Instinct?
that's
or,
it. That's
Yeah.
it. I think that's Basic Instinct there.
I
wasn't
believe it was. Where you did, it was kind of like a, I won't even touch that. Now that you brought it up, we'll just let your imagination. Odie, you always make it tough for me. Thank you very much.
it? Like Amy says, you never know what's going to come out of my mouth.
No, it's scary. It's scary. Let's go back to 47, one of the most beautiful women there ever was. Let's go back to that year that she was on the cover of Time magazine. She was born in 47, and what a beauty. Cheryl Teagues. Now, it took me for years to say her name just correctly, but I've got it now.
As long as we call her Cheryl.
Cheryl. She was
Sharon Stone, that's it.
Sharon
Dan.
Stone. Sure was.
Amanda got it. See, everybody knew what I was talking about. I think it was where I crossed her legs. I think that's why.
1949, I'm not sure that he could ever sing, but we were all forced to watch him sing on the show. They constantly had him doing it. Was his name, what was his name on the show?
Potsy. No, it's Potsy or Ralphie. Which one?
Ralphie was a redheaded.
All right, so Potsy, that was it.
How would you get a nickname as Potsy? I don't quite get that.
It's Mom and Daddy. They must have been smoking a little something.
That was a different kind of name there. But as we all grew up with the Cunninghams, it was a great show, and the Fonz, of course, and several shows spun off of that, as we all know there. But Potsy having a birthday today. Never watched this show, and I'm probably one of that little in a phone booth that probably didn't, but never have I watched Star Wars. But Mark Hamill, born on this date back in 51.
Hey, you know, talking about taking a movie and making a sequel and then making part 3 and everybody going, well, pretty good movie. And then 20 years later come back and say, and reality, that's actually part 4, 5, and 6. I wrote parts 1, 2, and 3, and we just hadn't played them yet. And just
do that.
Really? And then you come
They bought
back.
into it.
Well, I didn't have a choice because I probably wouldn't have watched the new Star Wars. But I had to because I ended up watching 4, 5, and 6. So I needed to know what 1, 2, and 3 were.
Were they any good? I've never seen them.
Yeah.
I know there was Darth Vader, and they had that little R2-D2 cat.
And C-3PO.
See, back when that come out, I was so into Smokey and the Bandit and Hooper and those type movies that when that come out, I was here and that was there, and I didn't go there.
Oh, I loved it.
Okay.
Now, I'm not like some of these Trekkies, and there's some people out there that, oh boy, Star Wars is.
Everything.
Look, it was a good show. It was a good movie.
Like back when people used to dress up and show up at the movie theater as characters, I don't do that.
I know a couple of them probably make a good Chewbacca.
Did you ever show up dressed as a?
I never did.
That's not my thing.
No. I'm going to go to a movie. I'm going to some popcorn and a drink. And I'm going to go as me and watch it.
Tammy says she's never seen it either.
Jeff, neither.
Yeah, there's a few of us out there, and we're holding a phone booth meeting later. If you can find one of those, there's so few of us. Let's go back to 1952. This guy, one of the first times that I ever saw him, let me think of the name of the movie. It had The Woman, which I'm going blank over. Somewhere in Time was the first time I saw him. to where he's at a party and this old woman comes up to him. She hands him a coin and says, "Come back for me." And he goes, "Huh?"
I don't remember that one.
Oh, and then he travels back in time, and it's Christopher Reeves, who would later become this guy. Born in 1950. You've never seen Somewhere in Time?
I don't think so.
He goes and buys an outfit that fits the 20s, and he goes and rents this room, and he takes away everything that's modern, and whoop, he's back in time. And at the end, he reaches in his pocket and pulls out a coin that was the current time, and whoop, he was jerked away. It was a good plot.
I might have to go watch that.
Boy, that was weak. Anybody hear that of Odie never going to watch that?
Is it on Netflix? If it's on Netflix.
Yeah, somewhere back in 1961, one of the most beautiful women ever to hit television would be born.
Yeah.
Let's just go ahead and show some pictures because it's important that you
It
see
is
this.
important.
1961, Heather Locklear would be born. She, of course, you'll remember her from T.J. Hooker. She, too, had the Farrah Fawcett hair look.
Oh, yeah. That's the way it was back then, you know.
Am I wrong that the Farrah Fawcett hairdo is gone? Is that no longer a thing?
I think so.
That's a shame.
You know, they had to get up early in the morning and tease their hair.
Yeah.
It took forever to get ready.
But look at the end result. Let's pull that back up. And look at the end result, though.
She looked good bald-headed. She'd have that Sinead O'Connor looking. I'd be all right.
Heather Locklear. That was a pretty good show. Back in 1965, it would premiere on television tonight. It was black and white, but we wouldn't know we wouldn't because I wasn't there. You weren't either.
Nope.
But Gomer Powell premiered. Golly, can you do it?
Golly, Sergeant Carter.
He was corny, but
Look
it
at
worked.
sing. God, he could sing.
He really could.
Ooh.
Not my kind of music, but he could sing. I'll give talent where talent is due.
Yeah.
Rodney says bald is in style. I'm not commenting on that. Another beautiful lady would be born some 54 years ago today. You would watch her in The Legend of Zorro.
Yep.
Catherine Zeta-Jones. That was a great movie. Antonio Banderas.
That was a good Zorro. But yeah.
Who was the guy during the 70s that played Zorro?
I can't remember. I used to watch it every weekend. That was another Sunday morning show.
They made a big, and I can see his face, and then they made one called Zorro and the Gay Blade. I don't know if you saw that or not, where he had a twin brother that was gay, and he would wear the pink Zorro outfit.
No, I don't remember that one.
It happened.
Was that Saturday Night Live?
No. It was real. I promise you. It was a comedy, and it was kind of funny. And then he would show up in the black, and people go, "What you wearing pink a minute ago?" He'd go, "Oh." Okay.
No, I didn't see that one.
Uh-oh, Meridian, Mississippi made it big on this day in 1964. Some boys would go into a studio recording session and record My Girl. The Temptations. And, of course, the lead singer being here, Bobby Ruffin from Meridian, Collinsville, Mississippi,
That's
as
right.
we will word it there. That was a huge song, Odie.
Got their mural painted downtown.
Sure did.
Right there at the, what do you call the gazebo area?
Oh, Dumont Plaza.
Dumont Plaza, right there on the side. So,
Sure is.
man, that's awesome right here.
Rumor is there's Jimmy Rogers on a building that you can't see somewhere because nobody ever goes that way.
Way up high on a street that nobody visits.
Not much. 1968, you would remember him first from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air as Will Smith would be born, and he would later go do, he done real good in The Men in Black. And what was that?
Men in Black was a good movie.
What was the one I didn't like where he played like the marriage counselor? It started with an H. Hitch, something like that. That was so at best. But he's been in a lot of good movies.
4th of July, what was that? Independence Day.
That was good.
That was good. And then he slapped Chris Rock.
Then it all kind of ended like that.
It all kind of ended. Yeah.
Watched a comedy series of, it was a Christian guy doing a thing. He goes, I know how this audience is. He's probably said 40% of you are concealed carriers. Will Smith ain't gonna slap me up here. It was kind of funny. 1970.
Lenora said Guy Williams played Zorro for Disney when Disney was doing it.
Oh, okay.
So, okay.
Didn't know that. I was thinking of George Hamilton is when I had. You remember the tan that he had, George Hamilton?
Yeah. He walked around with that sun catcher.
That was him. I think he even played the part of Hank Williams in that first one there. You're Cheating Hard. If I remember right, that's who played that part. Been a while.
1970,
there was flower childs everywhere. There was so many of them that they made a TV show out of it. There were a bunch of hippies that had a van. It was called the Partridge Family.
They had the bus.
Yeah, it was a bus, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was so many of them they had to have a bus. Oh, concussion. What's my wife talking about?
I have no idea. She just hit her head? We don't know it.
She may have.
Text that woman and find out. All I can say is when you're on national TV and you're talking about someone, make sure you know what you're talking about. Chevy Chase would find out what this meant as he was on a late night television show called Tomorrow, and he would call Cary Grant. I'm trying to think of the word, politically correct word. Gay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Cary Grant didn't think that was too funny and sued him, and he won. They settled out of court over that. He said, I am not Rock Hudson, and don't be calling me that. And he did win. I did not know that happened, but that went on in 1980 on this day.
Oh.
What?
There's a movie that Will Smith was in, Concussion. A wonderful movie. And it was a true story about football, NFL, and how these players are getting a concussion while they're out there.
Yeah.
And, they're getting up going, no, I'm fine, I can play. And they keep going, and they end up committing suicide.
Because of the
concussion.
Heard of that. Y'all must get movies at your house I've never seen before.
So if you have a chance, pull up Concussion. He plays a doctor who actually discovered or the problem with the concussion and what it's doing to the NFL players. True story, 100% true.
Didn't he also do a show something about body part sevens or something like that?
A robot.
Okay. I was thinking this had something to do with giving parts of your body to somebody. I can't remember.
But Concussion, go look at that. It's a awesome movie. Thank you, baby.
1982, Silver Spoons. I'd almost forgotten about this TV show, but it premiered on this date. Y'all remember that? Ricky Schroeder. He would grow up to be in the Dolly Parton movie there, the Christmas show. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Done very well there. 1993, the U.S. Post Office would put out some stamps, collector's items, and our own Hank Williams would be on there, the Carter family, Patsy Cline, and Where Bob Wills is Still the King. That was released in 1993.
29 cents.
Yep, we've gone a long way since then, haven't we? 2012, Loretta Lynn marked her 50th anniversary down at the Grand Ole Opry.
Wow.
Y'all remember that night? There you go. There's a picture of that. Beautiful lady. She was such a talent. She done so much for what she had.
And down to earth.
We would lose a country great on this day back in 16 as we would lose Gene Shepard.
Honky tonk heroin.
She done a lot there. She was a member of the Grand Ole Opry for a very, very long time. In 2015, somebody would go, well, I've decided I don't want to be a man anymore. One of the first that we saw.
Yeah, just pull that thing back.
Well, Bruce became a woman on this date, and that's him on the right. Still kind of looks like a dude to me, but I don't know everything. So there you go. It was 2016. Wow. Probably, I guess, the best golfer there ever was. Am I right?
Oh, I'm with that. I mean, he can play the game, design the field. I mean, everything. But yeah, he's one of the best to ever play the game.
We would lose Arnold Palmer, which every golf club, and there was many, many things named after him.
Oh yeah, even a drink, a sweet tea drink. An Arnold Palmer is, what is it? A sweet tea and lemonade, maybe?
I believe you're right.
Yep.
2018, somebody would be sentenced to 3 to 10 years in jail. They wouldn't be there very long. It was a part of the Me Too movement as Bill Cosby was arrested.
Yeah.
Date rape, I guess, is what you kind of call that. That many, many women came forward and said, well, he done something to me. Back in 2020, Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, we talked about her last week.
Yep.
She would be the first lady to ever lie in state in the U.S. Capitol. I did not realize that.
I remember when she died. I remember that coming up. She was the first woman to do that.
I did not, but that caught me out. That's a good one there. Odie's on his history this morning.
Yeah, look at there.
Yeah, Gail Dearman, how are you this morning? Good to see you. Jim, Farrah Fawcett. I don't remember her being married to Joe Namath.
I don't neither.
Of course, she was married to the $6 million man. I always thought that they were the perfect. And then Ryan O'Neal came a part of that where they just kind of dated for the rest of their lives, if I remember right. Anyway.
Well, most of it. We go have a birthday.
Do we?
Yeah, Teresa Berry. Happy birthday, Teresa.
Yeah. Hope it's a good one for you.
So, hope you have a wonderful day.
Scotty Ray and Odie will be right back.
There is something special about autumn and Al's Garden and Gift. There's no better place to pick up colorful mums, snapdragons, and pumpkins. You'll love the bountiful selection of pumpkins in a vibrant array of colors and sizes. Hay bales, corn stalks, homemade wreaths, and flags will add extra flair to an entrance or an indoor space. Make tailgating fun with Captain Rodney's Grumpy Man, redneck gourmet sauces, salsa, jellies, cheese straws, and more. Al's Garden and Gift, a charming place to harvest memories and gifts this fall.
Summertime has arrived, and Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 has the exact lawnmower for your need. If you've got a big yard with acres and acres to mow, they have a mower for that. No matter the size yard you have, Freeman Tractor has the lawnmower that fits you and your budget. From 48-inch all the way up to 60, or the X-Mark lawnmower. Plenty of these to choose from. Also, they carry a complete line of LS tractors. Come by for a test drive today. Financing available. Drop in today to Freeman Tractor, Highway 494, see coleslaw or buttermilk.
Your next Maytag or Whirlpool appliance is waiting on you at All Temp Appliance and Refrigeration on Highway 19 North. If you've been trying to locate a freezer, stop by and see their big selection of upright and chest freezers, a showroom full of stoves, gas, and electric. Maybe it's a new refrigerator from large double doors to the simplest of refrigerators. Name brand washers and dryers like Speed Queen and Amana. And delivery is available with a great service department to back up what they sell. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 4, and by appointment after hours and weekends.
Well, one thing's for sure, Dalewood, if you're looking for a home there, anywhere around Lauderdale County, see our friends at Snowden & Company. They have so many homes to choose from. If you're looking for that place, they've got it. Maybe it's your retirement. Maybe it's your first home ever. Well, they got a lot to choose from as we look at this. Different homes. You can travel from Lauderdale, Kemper, Newton, Neshoba, Clark. They even do over in the Brandon, Flowood, Madison, Forest area there. SnowdenRealEstate.com. See Amanda. Her friendly staff is a whole bunch of them that'll help you out when it comes to finding the house or maybe some land that you're looking for. Now, they're closed on Saturday, but by appointment, Odie, and then closed on Sunday for good. They're going to go to church and things of that nature. But if you're looking for a home, they'll comp this out, let you know what your home is worth, walk you through this. You'll see so many of those yard signs across town and throughout the area. Again, 453-3937. It is Snowden & Company. How are you feeling over there?
I am doing great. And we do have a couple more birthdays that came up here. Dana Skipper, happy birthday. And then Barbara Smith was 60 years old yesterday. So happy birthday.
I can't tell you, Odie, how many times I've stumbled upon this place and they're missing a front door, glass. It happens way too often. God bless them. As we go to 24th Avenue, right down from the hospital. Jeff Anderson sits on top of the hill. Walgreens is across the street. Broken into Saturday night once again. What did they do? And let's take a look at a few of these pictures here. Again, another front door that they've got to replace. This happens time, and that's the cleaners over here.
Yeah.
And this goes up the hill there, as you'll see here, busted out. What did they do? They went inside and took right there. They broke in and grabbed as much merchandise as they could and ran with it before the police could arrive. And the police did arrive.
And when these places get tired and they shut down, and then the neighborhood goes, well, why can't we have anything nice over here? Why can't we have a grocery store? Remember, there was a grocery store over on 29th Avenue, but it got robbed so many times. That guy said, it ain't worth this. I'm done.
Yep.
And now they're going, wait a minute, we need a grocery store. Well, you had one.
And that's what when we say, if you see something, say something. Call if something looks a little suspicious at a store and you're traveling home, call somebody because it costs them lots of money. We had an accident. I believe this was Friday afternoon, if I remember right. We would have a little fender bender here. Right there on North Hill Street. City Meridian truck was traveling along and was bumped by another car there. Everybody was okay in the end there. Ambulance always shows up to check on folks. We can't say enough about our Meridian firefighters as they're constantly showing up to help folks. And MPD there in front of Burger King. There's a lot of that going on there. But little incident Friday afternoon. This happens a lot. Nothing unusual, but we say a big thank you to that as we see them leaving the scene there.
Look, that was old John.
Yeah, John there.
He's a hard worker.
Yeah, they all are.
Yes, every one of them down there. Wow.
So that happens there, and let me pull this picture back up. It is always tough, and let me just say this: as you look at this, if you're coming out of a street on this side of the street here and need to go left, sometimes it's better to go up and then come back down.
That's right.
Traffic is horrendous trying to get across both lanes on a Friday afternoon.
Busy. So yeah, definitely, go with the flow and then come back, and it'd be so much easier.
We go to Wayne County for our next subject that we want to talk. We have a young lady that is missing, Odie. And here it is, Emily Daniel. She's 5'2", 115 to 120 pounds, short hair, blue eyes, and then multicolored hair there in this picture there. You can call Wayne County Sheriff's Department at 735-2323 if you've seen her. Last seen, September 19th.
Yeah.
Family would really like to have her home. We had somebody missing in Jasper County over the weekend that was found pretty quick. That was good.
Jim said we need to Google Farrah and Joe. And we'll have to do that because I don't remember it. I'm not saying that it didn't happen.
That's right.
But, yeah, we'll find out.
My uncle once met her, and that's my claim to fame. He got to meet Farrah Fawcett, and I was he was like the man. You got to meet Farrah?
Yeah.
Let's go out to Al's Garden and Gift today. This went on over the weekend. As you've heard of the Dirt Devils, haven't you?
Oh, yeah.
Let's see here if I can catch this just right. Here we are.
Look at there.
That thing was whooping it up, Odie.
And that's a lot.
Look at it going up in there.
Yeah.
So we got that loaded up. That's pretty impressive there. The Dirt Devil.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, you don't see many of those. Highland Baptist Church area around Highland Park, I got a note that said, "Hey, my power's out. Do you know what went on?" Well, a tree limb, this is what happened over the weekend there. Look at that, that's a pretty big limb there. Knocked out power there. They got it back up in an hour or so, and everybody was happy again. But boy, it shut down power there for a little while.
Yeah, because it's scary when you get there. You don't want to just start cutting trees because you don't know if those trees are hot. So if you have a place outside that's got a tree on the power line, don't just take for granted because your power off is inside your house.
That's right.
There's power off on that line because that's not necessarily the case, and we don't want you to get electrocuted while you're out there.
We'll be right back. More coming up with Scotty Ray and Odie. Vote no on October the 3rd. The Lauderdale County School Board wants to raise your taxes. The board is asking for an additional $12.5 million for the Career and Technical Education Project, bringing the total cost to $20.5 million, which means higher taxes for you to pay. The election alone will cost taxpayers $40,000 to $50,000. Send the school board a message. Vote no on raising your taxes by voting no for the $12.5 million for the Career and Technical Project, paid for by taxpayers for reduced Lauderdale County school spending. Rockhouse Gun and Pawn is open you pump shotgun or an AR. The Rockhouse will have the gun that you need, with a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. Pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rockhouse Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North Meridian. Interstate Auto, conveniently located on North Frontage Road in Meridian, right down from IHOP, has a large selection of late model cars and trucks just waiting on you. You may be in the market for an SUV or a family sedan to fit all the kids in. And a huge selection of trucks, whether it's a Ford, a GMC, a Chevrolet, a Dodge Ram that you're looking for, or an economical Toyota truck. Inventory changes daily at Interstate Auto. From a minivan to a sporty four-door sedan, Interstate Auto has what you need, North Frontage Road, Meridian. And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty. One thing that I wanted to bring up, and there's truth to this, and we'll do a story later today. Layoffs in Meridian. They have started at Jeff Anderson Regional Medical Center. We don't know why. We're investigating that, but I've had more than 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 people say that they are without job now as cutbacks are happening. We're expecting more today. We have sent an email to Jeff Anderson as a reason why. Has not been answered yet. As soon as we get more information on this, we'll pass this along. But across all aisles of employment, there's been people that have been laid off. We'll get you more on this as this story develops. We say congratulations to some youngsters.
Man, Clarkdale Band, they were at the competition at West Lauderdale, and they said they showed out.
Sure did.
So that is awesome.
No word yet if anybody's went and broke the roll record yet.
Yeah, not sure about that. But yeah, definitely. And tomorrow, we need to tell y'all tomorrow that y'all need to join us again. We have a very special guest coming in tomorrow
Who we
morning.
got?
Sheriff Todd Kemp.
Is he coming to
Clark
sing?
County is going to come. We might be able to twist his arm into singing, but
I want to hear some Swing Low, Sweet Chariot.
He can do it. Him and Barry. Now he sings a little bit better than Barry, but supposedly Barry's coming.
He's coming to sing tenor?
He's going to come sing tenor.
Well, can we get Anthony Chancellor to do the backup?
Yeah, because he's going to be here too. Yeah. Now, you know, Kerry Williams, who ran for sheriff in the primary against Anthony, Anthony won that primary, so he's the Republican candidate for sheriff in Clark County. And Kerry Williams has come out and supported Anthony for that position. So that's good. And you may have that one, but Kerry's come out and said that he wants all his people who voted for him and all his support to go to Anthony in the general election. But all three of those are going to be here tomorrow. So maybe we got that song set up, and we need to get a couple of extra microphones to make sure everybody's covered.
I thought I had that picture there.
What is that, Dirty Sings Bass? Isn't that what we're going to have Barry doing?
That's what we're going to have him doing.
All right, that'll work.
So we do hope you'll make that out. I did get a note of this. Clark County covered this, and thank heaven somebody noticed it. And I thought we'd show a picture.
Wow.
A horse fell into a creek over the weekend, and talk about the community pulling together.
Yeah.
They jumped in and got the horse. This was underneath the bridge. Somebody just happened to look down and see the fellow there.
You know, the sad note is the horse did not make it.
Oh, he didn't?
He didn't. But imagine the community pulling together.
Oh, man, I thought the horse made it.
Yeah, no, they got him out, but he had been in there so long.
He was exhausted,
He
wasn't
was exhausted, and he didn't make it. But the community coming together to help this horse and try and save his life is just awesome. You know, Clark Countyans stick together in some instances more than what we do over here. Just a great group of guys. But what they did for that horse, you know, outstanding. Kudos. Thank y'all.
Yes.
Way to go.
Dang, I'm upset now. I really thought the old horse made it.
Yeah.
My fairy tale has been brought to an end. Several comments there, and this is true. LaWanda mentioned this. I've had several people bring it up that others have taken a pay cut at the hospital, around 4%. Don't know how far or how deep that goes, but that has been mentioned to me also from employees that did not get cut. Some of them have been.
Yeah.
Also, a few months back, there was a Rush layoff when Ochsner bought Rush Hospital. There was 50-something people, if y'all remember, about 50 of those.
If you don't need an emergency room, don't go to the emergency room for two reasons. One, if it's not an emergency, you don't belong in an emergency room.
But often.
And number two, if you're in an emergency room, they ain't got no rooms. You'll be outside against a wall. You'll be sitting there. They don't have the people. It's not a very good situation.
And remember, there's sick people in there.
Yeah.
You could get something.
Go to your regular doctor.
If you can.
If you can. If it's an emergency, by
That's
all
what it's
means,
all
go
about.
to the emergency. But if it's not an emergency, don't go to the emergency room.
I've heard ambulance drivers say, I picked up somebody because they thought they had a cold.
Yeah.
That's not made for that.
And they needed to stop by the store to get a pack of cigarettes on the way to the hospital.
Hello.
We got a problem. Sometimes
Yes,
it's time to say, no, get yourself to the doctor. But anyway.
Yeah, all types of rumors floating around with this. As soon as we get the facts, again, we have sent off an email, and we hope it'll be answered today from the administration there at Anderson's to get more about this. Well, we're done. This is we're cut short.
Monday is over, but don't worry. Friday's coming, but first we got to get through Tuesday. And got some great plans for Wednesday and Thursday. So y'all don't miss it. This week is going to be awesome. But we couldn't do it without y'all. Thank y'all for coming in and joining us as we bring you the day's news.
That's right.
So thank you. Have a wonderful day. See you in 23 hours. We love you.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.